the mission of the DCAP team is to monitor the blood pressure of the evacuees remotely and provide timely advice to the medical staff at the disaster site. So he has worked out all kinds of schemes ahead of time because of the experience he had. One very important is the process they have gone through. They start up with the medical examination of the evacuees and measure patient risk by the risk scorecard he created. One vital sign, very important, is blood pressure. And if the patient has, evacuee has blood pressure over 180, it goes to, he is going to be registered for the DCAP program, and the ID card for the person is issued. Then monitoring blood pressure continues, and if irregularity is found, then the doctor at the evacuation site is informed, and individual advice and or treatment is given to the patient. So this kind of process has been worked out ahead of time, which is, I feel, like very, very important. So actually, DCAP system for evacuation camp, where 1,000 people stay at one time. So in the evacuation camp, we installed a fully automated blood pressure monitor with the gateway, and those evacuees given with ID cards come to the unit and measure their own blood pressure. The data is sent to the data center or server located somewhere near Tokyo via 3G wireless communication. Imagine all the infrastructure of internet also have been lost. And then GC Medical School monitor the data stored at the data center. And this GC University is located about 200 kilometers away from the evacuation site. Then when they spot irregularities or risks, particular evacuees faces, then they call up the doctor on site. So they communicate over mobile phone. Then the doctor or medical staff at the temporary hospital visit the evacuees. So they have a face-to-face meeting. So this is the kind of process they go through at the evacuation camp for this system. Then the DCAP system configuration for this arrangement, okay, blood pressure monitored with a Bluetooth continuous certified protocol is very important. Then we have the gateway, and then you really have to have a method of identifying whose data are taken and so forth. So this is a critical part of this system. This is we used near field communication, so patient's ID card and ID card reader. Then of course data center or server is also a very important factor. Then we used the 3G data transmission model because of the loss of the infrastructure, or kind of internet infrastructure. Then we developed a web application software so that it's easier to spot risks or irregularity through data viewer or PC. So this is the configuration of DCAP system we installed. A very important thing I would like you to copy is all modular concept developed, so we could have put everything together, and interoperability was guaranteed because of all the members were Continua members and working with the Continua program. At the evacuation camp, an NFC reader has been installed on the top of the vehicle, blood pressure monitor, and the gateway was attached to the back of the unit. There is one other setup for this DCAP, which is as people move out of the evacuation camp and start living in a temporary housing provided by the city or the government, they start having an individual or family living. Then these high-risk evacuees are given blood pressure monitor individually with a Bluetooth connectivity. So patient measure BP with blood pressure monitor at home. Then the patient comes to the hospital with the BP unit in hand, because the BP, this unit has memory, so that it can store up to 1 month worth of data and so forth. Then the doctor uploads the patient data to his PC with ID card the evacuees has been given. Then the data is then uploaded to a data center through 3G wireless communication. And then those data are also monitored by medical staff at the Jichi Medical School. And the rest work the same way as the DCAP system installed at the evacuation camp. So the configuration for individual home or temporary housing, only difference is this blood pressure monitor essentially. So the rest is really the same. But one thing we can add in the future is this gateway. Gateway can be installed at each house. Then it will become really telemonitoring system for individual at home. But because of the loss of infrastructure, because of the costs associated with it, we have chosen to work around this time. So some pictures from DCAP activities. Okay, this is a face-to-face meeting with evacuees, with volunteers or medical staff, and doctor measuring the blood pressure of evacuees. Then medical staff meeting in the evacuation camp. And then DCAP system installed in the sort of lobby of the gym, which looks rather crowded at the time. And then this is a picture of Dr. Kario and Dr. Nishizawa in front of the temporary clinic. And this is the inside of the temporary clinic. And when I interviewed, or when I met Dr. Nishizawa, who is in charge of the Shizukawa Hospital, I got some comments from him, which I'd like to cite. He said, very few of the evacuees have lost their lives thanks to the effort of the medical staff and the support from all over the world. And DCAP system gives us real-time coordination with Dr. Kario's medical staff, who monitor the patient 200 kilometers away from the evacuation camp. And it helps identify high-risk evacuees in the early stages. Thus, we can respond to evacuees' needs individually depending on their risks, which he said can be a pioneering effort for order-made medicine for a community. And he said this is very significant. This kind of system can eliminate unnecessary health exams and doctor's visit, which is a great plus, as there are always shortage of medical staff at the disaster site like this. And colleagues from different companies really work hard in coordination under Continua Alliance. And those are the guys who really installed the system in a very, very short period of time. I'd like to cite the names. Osaka-san of Cube, Tagami-san from Intel, Hayashi-san from Toppan Phones, and Ozaki-san, Noze-san, Yasui-san from my company A&D, and Yamai-san from Doyo. So those are the guys who really installed the system in the evacuation camp. And the summary, what we feel we have learned. For disaster health management, teamwork of all concerned and coordination between the medical supporters and medical staff at disaster site is of paramount importance for successful implementation. And a timely response to local needs is not only important to reduce the health risk of the evacuees, but also plays a critical role in monitoring, motivating the evacuees into active participation, which is very important also. Now that technology is available, unforeseen difficulties can be overcome if the team has leadership and shares a clear vision. And I guess I want to emphasize reliable instruments and solid system integration concept must be deployed. And the compatibility and operability of instruments are of primary importance. We really learn what the Continua is saying is correct through this experience. And Continua has proved to be a great help, not only for creating interoperability of instruments, but also for nurturing contacts and partnership. We really appreciate the partnership or contact we have developed for the past years through Continua. And I really like to point out one important move being made by Japanese government. Japanese government is leading to implement National Health IT or HIT infrastructure project with the concept of Dokodemo, my hospital, or my hospital everywhere. This initiative initiates commercial services to handle individual PHR data exchange and utilization. It allows individuals to own their lifelong PHR data to maximize its utilization. And DCAP system triggered by this strategy happens to be one of the earliest realization of this concept from bottom-up approach. We cannot not only help people overcome this once-in-a-thousand-year disaster through DCAP activities, but also can continue to expedite such government initiative. And these are some pictures, beautiful pictures from the area. And with the people's will and support, beautiful nature and heartwarming scenery of Tohoku will return. And thank you very much.